Hey, it's great to be with you today. I'm Mary Katherine Harbin. I'm with Maymead Incorporated. I'm the fourth generation in my family's business. We are an aggregates producer, asphalt producer, and highway contractor. My function is as the area manager for our Foothills division in Statesville, North Carolina. I'm also the company-wide EEO officer, and I'm going into my 14th season. I think that our industry really can provide any opportunity that you want. Um, yeah, and I think that sometimes the perception is that because we work crazy hours and we work night shift, and um, the idea would be that most people would peg us as you want to be home to be able to cook supper and take care of your kids and be home all night. And there's a lot of benefit to that. But I love her to death, but my mom has always wanted to push me back towards the office. You need more stable hours. You need, all these different things. And what people think you need and what you really want out of your career are two entirely different things sometimes. And so I was the tag along. Like I said, growing up, I was the tag along. Then as a new employee, I was the tag along. Take me out there. Show me how you're getting densities. How do we learn how to judge compaction? How are we measuring rate of spread? How do we do it? How do we do it? Show me, teach me, let me watch, let me do it. Anytime you have that opportunity, whether it's on the field side, if you're starting a career, or one of the things that I really want to share is that whether it's on the industry side with industry organizations, getting involved for us locally, that's CAPA, so that you learn from other people in other organizations. That is absolutely critical to growing any career, and specifically one in the asphalt industry. I think that in general, women are more relational than men. And so one of the ideas that I brought back from my first Women of Asphalt experience at the Houston World of Asphalt was to create a Facebook group so that the women in our company could have a little safe place. We're all spread out, so we're probably not going to meet for dinner one night. That's just really not practical, but we can cheer each other on with a Facebook post and take pictures when somebody learns how to run a skid steer. And that has been a really unique thing because we don't do that globally in our company, but it's been a really safe place to celebrate successes. And that has been just something small, but one way to keep everybody connected. And, you might not get up front, you might not successfully load your first dump truck and get up and cheer in front of a group of men, but if one of your coworkers takes the picture and you can share it later, then that's a really great place to keep the momentum going. I am a super hands-on person, and I love to see concrete results. And so, no pun intended. But the fact that we can get up in the morning and go and do what we do and have made a difference that you can see every day, that benefits everyone who drives through our communities, that keeps people safe, and that we really add value wherever we live and work, is really, truly gratifying to me. And having the opportunity to share that with a broader group of people is even more exciting, because I think that what we do is really incredible. People depend on us. Even in a season of pandemic, we are considered essential because what we do is so vital to keeping America running. And being able to share that with a new group of people, whether it's younger workers or women who haven't felt that they've had access to what we do before, is really energizing to me. I've really been thinking about this, and I think that we are seeing the momentum now, but the idea that women can do what we do, on a bigger basis than, you know, almost everybody has a story of a woman who does a knockout job running a bulldozer or operating a paver, but to make it more widely acceptable where the establishment in our industry is not saying, oh, well, women can't do that. They're not strong enough. They don't like it. They don't want to be dirty. No woman wants to be hot all day long. Whatever the concept is, that we're moving away from that and that we are being more progressive and more open-minded in who we consider as not only employees, but long-term, trainable, career-oriented people to make our companies and industries better, our companies and our industry better, is really, I think, what's holding us back and where we're moving forward. I think we are seeing momentum, but I think it needs to, we have a long way to go. Well, I think first of all, you have to show up. You have to walk in the door. You have to send in your application. You need to have a resume ready, and be willing to learn. I think that across the board, whether you're a man or a woman, to have a humility, the humility to say, I really don't know anything about this, but I would love to. I want to learn what you do. And then depending on what your role is, whatever the next level up is once you're in, you hire on as a laborer, you know, ask your foreman, can I go with you to see what you're doing? Can I see what's next? Can I go to that training class? There are no situations in our company in which someone shows an interest and an initiative to ask to move to the next level in which we don't jump for joy and try to do everything that we can to help them. And that goes from all the way from the ground up to the executive level of, you know, if you're in a project management position, hey, Mr. Vice President, Miss Vice President, can I go with you to that industry meeting? Could I see your notes when you get back? Could you tell me about it? You know, I think that we are hesitant to ask to get into the next season, the next life, the next stage. And that's where men constantly do that. Men always, you know, knocking down the door, trying to move to the next thing. And women are more hesitant. We want the invitation. And in many cases, you're not going to get an invitation, but you would have a very warm welcome if you ask. And that would be my advice, is ask. I had to think about this a little while. And I think that given the women's crew and where I have found myself in the last few years in our industry, the first two words that come to mind are both innovative. Excuse me, okay, let's do this again. The first two words that come to mind are innovative and progressive. Because I do like to see what we can do differently. What can we do well? How can we train? How can we do something that nobody else is doing? And I like those projects. I like the bigger picture things. And I think that I have brought that to the table and that our company is better for that. But then on the flip side, the third word that is probably more important than the other two is grounded. Because there's no question that I'm here in our company, in our family's business, because of years of generational hard work and effort and drive. And it is not lost on me that I have the ability to be innovative and progressive because the groundwork has been laid for me as a jumping off point. And so the heritage and legacy that goes with that, and the responsibility and sense of responsibility that I have to guard that and to do this well comes from a grounded place. So I think that anybody in our industry who wants to do what they're doing well would define themselves by hard work. There's no question that what we do every day, whether you're in the office or in the field is hard. I mean, it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of manpower. It doesn't make it less enjoyable, but to go off on any other conversation piece without saying that what we do is defined by hard work would just be unfounded. But then I think that it's important for me as a woman in a management position, a leadership position, to bring compassion to the table. I want to be a compassionate leader. That does not make me a pushover. That does not make me your therapist. But it does give me a well-rounded, holistic view to make sure that we take care of people and their families and understand what people need, and that our workforce is evolving and that we have generational differences. And that's something that I want to bring to the table every single day. And then the last thing that I hope my legacy will be, and I hope I get to do this for a really long time, and that I'm not defining my legacy today, but that I have been part of opening new doors to a group of people, both in our company and in our industry, to give them the opportunity to see what a great industry this is, what a great company we have, and how rewarding a life working with asphalt is. And that people will one day say, she was on top of that. She helped people get to the next level, and she helped drive this change and this new version of our industry where women flourish, not as an exception, but as a rule. And I hope that's what's happening.